What do I need to install Ubuntu OS? Are you curious about what it takes to install Ubuntu Operating System? Let's break it down step by step so you can get started on your journey with this popular Linux distribution. First, let's talk about hardware requirements. If you want to install Ubuntu Desktop, you will need a processor that runs at 2 GHz dual core or better. For Ubuntu Server, a 1 GHz processor will do. If you are using lightweight versions like Xubuntu or Lubuntu, you can even get away with a 1 GHz single-core processor. Next up is random access memory. For Ubuntu Desktop, you should have at least 4 GB of random access memory, but 8 GB is recommended for a smoother experience. On the other hand, Ubuntu Server requires a minimum of 512 MB to 1 GB of random access memory, depending on the version you choose. Lightweight flavors can work with just 1 to 2 GB of random access memory. Now let's discuss storage. Ubuntu Desktop needs at least 25 GB of free disk space, with 50 GB being a more comfortable option. For Ubuntu Server, a minimum of about 5 GB is needed, but 25 GB or more is suggested for practical use. Lightweight flavors requiring even less, around 8 to 10 GB. You will also need a display with a resolution of at least 1020 by 768 pixels. For Ubuntu Desktop, a graphics processing unit that supports Open Graphics Library version 2.0 or higher is necessary. Lightweight flavors can run with basic integrated graphics, so they are quite flexible. Don't forget about the installation media. You will need a USB flash drive that is at least 12 GB or a DVD drive to create the installation media. Now let's move on to software and preparation. Start by downloading the Ubuntu ISO image from the official Ubuntu website. Choose the version that suits your needs: desktop for everyday use, server for server environments, or a lightweight flavor for older hardware. Once you have the ISO, create a bootable USB drive using tools like Rufus for Windows or Etcher for macOS and Linux. This USB will be your key to booting your computer and starting the installation process. Before you proceed, make sure to back up any important data on your computer. This is especially important if you plan to install Ubuntu alongside or replace another operating system. When you are ready, boot your computer from the USB drive. Follow the on-screen prompts to select your language, keyboard layout, and installation type. You can choose to erase the disk and install Ubuntu or install it alongside another operating system. After that, configure your user accounts and system settings. Finally, complete the installation and reboot into your new Ubuntu system. Ubuntu is a popular Linux distribution known for its user-friendly interface and wide compatibility with hardware. It stands out from other major operating systems like Windows or macOS by being open source and highly customizable. So, to install Ubuntu Operating System, ensure your hardware meets the minimum specifications, prepare your installation media with the Ubuntu ISO, back up your data, and follow the guided installation steps. This way, you will be well on your way to enjoying a flexible and widely supported Linux operating system.